You've heard of dragons, unicorns, mermaids. These fantastical beings have filled our stories and dreams for millennia. But what if some of these mythical creatures were actually inspired by real animals? The line between myth and reality is blurrier than you think. Our planet is home to creatures so extraordinary that early explorers often mistook them for something supernatural. Nature, in all its bizarre glory, has always been the true author of our most enduring legends. Today, on The Fact Story, we're counting down the top 10 real animals that inspired mythical creatures. Get ready to see the animal kingdom and our oldest myths in a whole new light. Our journey begins in the icy Arctic, home to a creature that inspired one of Europe's most cherished legends, the unicorn. Sailors once returned from the Arctic with long, spiraled tusks, claiming they belonged to magical unicorns. These unicorn horns became prized treasures, believed to purify water and neutralize poison. Monarchs paid fortunes for them, displaying them as proof of their power and connection to the divine. But the source wasn't a mythical horse. It was the narwhal, a whale with a single, spiraled tooth. The narwhal's tusk, packed with nerve endings, is a sensory organ for navigating the Arctic's frigid waters. Early sailors, seeing this strange horned creature, connected it to the only legend they knew, the unicorn. The unicorn legend was born from a real animal's extraordinary feature. Today the narwhal still swims the Arctic seas, a living inspiration for one of our most beloved myths. The unicorn may be fantasy, but the narwhal is a real-life legend. Sometimes the truth behind the myth is even more magical. The unicorn of the sea is real, and it's stranger than fiction. Now we plunge into the deep ocean, where legends turn terrifying. For centuries, sailors feared the kraken, a monster said to drag ships to the depths. They described massive tentacles, eyes like plates, and a body that could block out the sun. Science dismissed these tales as superstition, until evidence surfaced, strange carcasses and giant sucker scars on sperm whales. The kraken was real. It's the giant squid. This colossal cephalopod can reach over 13 meters, with tentacles and eyes among the largest in the animal kingdom. Imagine seeing one surface beside your ship in the dark, stormy sea. The stories weren't lies. They were the best attempts to describe a creature that defied belief. The giant squid is a master of the deep, rarely seen, and only filmed alive for the first time in 2006. The kraken never died, it just got a scientific name, Architeuthis dux. Even today, the giant squid remains a symbol of the ocean's mysteries. Sometimes the monsters are real, they just live in the deep. From the ocean's depths to Indonesia's sun-scorched islands, we meet the Komodo dragon, the closest thing to a real-life dragon. Early explorers landed on these islands and found giant lizards over 3 meters long, armored in scales, with razor-sharp teeth and a venomous bite. The Komodo dragon's saliva is laced with toxins that quickly incapacitate prey. No fire breathing needed. Its powerful tail and bursts of speed make it a formidable predator. Tales of these dragons reached Europe, merging with existing myths and providing physical proof that dragons might be real. The Komodo dragon is a living relic, a link to our prehistoric past and the legends of old. Today it's a protected species, a king in its island domain. Sometimes the legends are true, not because of magic but because nature creates creatures of mythical proportions. The Komodo dragon is proof that dragons once, and still, walk the earth. In the wilds of Indonesia, the dragon myth lives on. Nature's monsters are real, and they're spectacular. Number 7. The manatee, the surprising siren. In warm coastal waters, a gentle herbivore glides, the manatee, the real inspiration for the mermaid myth. Sailors, exhausted and lonely after months at sea, glimpsed these creatures and mistook them for women with tails. Even Christopher Columbus reported seeing mermaids, but they were just manatees. The manatee's flippers, with finger-like bones and nurturing behavior, fueled the illusion. The legend of the siren is ancient, but sightings by explorers gave it new life. The reality, a peaceful sea cow. The perception, a seductive sea woman. The manatee never asked for its mythical reputation, but it carries it still. Sometimes all it takes is distance, exhaustion, and a little imagination to turn an animal into a legend. The song of the siren? Just the quiet munching of a sea cow. Number 6. The basking shark, the deceptive sea serpent. The basking shark is a gentle giant, but in death, it becomes a monster. When a basking shark washes ashore, decomposition transforms its body, lower jaw, and fins rot away, leaving a long neck and small head. The result? A carcass that looks like a prehistoric sea serpent or plesiosaur. Many famous sea monster sightings were actually dead basking sharks, misidentified by those who found them. The Zuio-maru carcass, dredged up in 1977, captivated the world until scientists confirmed it was just a decomposing shark. Nature's processes can create illusions more convincing than any hoax. The basking shark, in death, is a natural mythmaker. Sea monsters don't have to be alive, they can be the ghostly remains of real animals. Sometimes, the scariest legends are born from the mysteries of decay. The sea serpent myth? It's just a shark in disguise. Number 5. The Okapi, the African unicorn. Deep in Central Africa's rainforests, the Okapi was long dismissed as a myth. An animal with the body of a horse, zebra stripes, and a giraffe's tongue. Local people knew it well, but Western science refused to believe such a creature existed. The Okapi's strange mix of features made it seem like a legend come to life. In 1901, a complete skin and skull finally proved the Okapi was real, a living relative of the giraffe. The discovery was a humbling reminder that indigenous stories often hold profound truths. The Okapi is a living fossil, a symbol of the unknown and the undiscovered. Sometimes the most unbelievable stories turn out to be true. The African unicorn stepped out of legend and into science. Evolution's creativity is wilder than any myth. The Okapi is proof that the world still holds secrets. Number 4. The frilled lizard, the real-life basilisk. In Australia's woodlands, a small lizard puts on a show worthy of legend. When threatened, the frilled lizard unfurls a dramatic neck frill, hisses, and appears twice its size. If that fails, it sprints away on 2 legs, looking like a tiny dinosaur. Ancient cultures, witnessing this display, believed it had magical powers. The frilled lizard's transformation inspired tales of monstrous reptiles and the deadly basilisk. In Europe, the basilisk was said to kill with a glance, while the frilled lizard just scares off predators. Its frill and bipedal run fueled the myth of reptilian kings. Animal behavior can easily be mistaken for magic. The frilled lizard is a master of illusion, a real animal behind a legendary monster. Sometimes the most powerful weapon is fear itself. Number 3. The giant anaconda, the serpent of the Amazon. In the heart of the Amazon, stories of colossal snakes like the Yakumama warned of river monsters that could swallow men and crush boats. Outsiders dismissed these tales as exaggeration, until they met the green anaconda. Growing over 9 meters long and weighing more than 200 kilos, the anaconda is the world's heaviest snake. It's a powerful constrictor, ambushing prey in the water and swallowing animals as large as jaguars. While stories of swallowing humans are rare, the fear is justified. The anaconda is a top predator, a silent ruler of the Amazon's waterways. The myths weren't fantasy, they were poetic descriptions of a real, dangerous animal. The river monster legend is rooted in truth. The giant anaconda is the living embodiment of jungle power. Sometimes the monsters of legend are just waiting in the water. Respect the river, and its real-life serpent. Number 2. The flying dragon lizard, the gliding reptile. In Southeast Asia's rainforest, a tiny lizard leaps from tree to tree, spreading wing-like flaps to glide up to 60 meters. Its name? The flying dragon. This real-life Draco lizard is a marvel of evolution, conquering the air to escape predators and find food. Ancient legends of winged dragons soaring through the skies may have started with sightings of these gliding reptiles. Imagine seeing a colorful winged lizard gliding overhead. It's easy to see how myths are born. The flying dragon lizard is a living link to the dragon legends of Asia. Sometimes the truth is stranger than the stories. A tiny reptile with mighty mythic wings. The dragon myth glides on, alive and well in the treetops. Number 1. Elephant skulls, the eye of the Cyclops. In ancient Greece, giant skulls with a single hole in the center were found on Mediterranean islands. The Greeks, never having seen an elephant, believed these were the remains of one-eyed giants, Cyclopes. The eye was actually the nasal cavity of a prehistoric dwarf elephant. The real eye sockets, smaller and on the sides, were overlooked. The Cyclops myth was a logical conclusion based on misunderstood fossils. A monster born from a fossil, myth as ancient science. The legend of the Cyclops is a testament to our drive to explain the unknown. Sometimes the most terrifying monsters come from simple mistakes. The Cyclops was a ghost born from bones. Even our wildest myths can have roots in reality. From the Arctic to the Amazon, we've seen how real animals inspired our wildest myths. The unicorn's horn was a narwhal's tooth, the kraken's tentacles belonged to a giant squid, and the Cyclops' eye was an elephant's nasal cavity. Myth and nature are forever intertwined, because reality is already magical. These stories were our ancestors' best attempts to explain a world full of wonders. The line between real and imagined is often just a matter of perspective. The world is full of living legends waiting to be discovered. Which of these blew your mind the most? Let us know in the comments. And subscribe for more wild truths every week, only on The Fact Story. Thanks for watching.